Hello, it's coffee break time. Let me get everything up and running before we get into today's coffee break. So, just got Instagram up and running. You can connect live on Facebook, also my YouTube channel, Hope of Vision Connect. And here we go. It's another G Spot experience with your girl, Germaine. In this coffee break today, today's brew is going to be take back the lead. So I'm gonna give it a few seconds while people are chiming in. But yeah, this one is good. This one is good. So hopefully you've been able to connect with some of the other G Spot experiences, coffee breaks, and you know how we do. Make sure you're drinking what you're drinking. I'm doing my smoothies for the next 2 weeks. And so I'm trying to let go of some coffee, right? And because I'm working on this whole reshaping from the inside out, thanks to my artistic coach, Kanjo, who is helping me to really reshape and get fit and have a healthier lifestyle. And I'm so excited. I'm encouraged, and we are going forward with it. But I got to get ready for taking that lead role in my life. So today's coffee break. Now, wherever you may be, just take a quick 5, 10, 15 minute coffee break just to tune in so you can get the message for today and see what the brew is all about. All right. Hopefully, the brew may fit you. But if you are chiming in, please make sure that you actually send some comments. Let me know that some things that we're talking about is resonating with you. I really want to hear back from the community. It's important, because it's not just about me. I'm just sharing some of my own personal experiences with you. But let me get into it because our coffee breaks are 5, 10, or 15 minutes, so I don't want to hold you too late. But this one is the brew for the day. Take back the lead. So you know how we do. We take a pause, and we pour into purpose. So this is the question. Are you living your life or just playing a role someone else wrote for you? Take a pause and really kind of take inventory of your life and see if you're in the leading role of your life, or are you the understudy? Okay, let me finish. Too often we become background actors in our own story, saying yes when we really mean no, shrinking to fit into somebody else's space, what may accommodate their needs, or following a script that doesn't reflect our truth. It's a lot of that going on. It's a lot of that going on in this present day, also. People wanting to fit in for whatever their reasoning may be. And if you are following what's going on in the trial um, with Diddy, it's a lot of people wanting to fit in, just listening to the testimonies, wanting to fit in, which they're sacrificing self. They're not becoming the lead in their own life story, but taking a backstage, playing the understudy, or um, just being told how to live their life, to accommodate the needs of somebody else. But that's not my job to get all into that. So if you're watching, continue to watch and you will see the outcome just like me. But right now, I want to focus on you. I want to focus on for you to really think about um, how you can take back the lead of your life story. And most times, some things can be so subtle, we don't even realize we've given up that top spot and we become the understudy in our own life. So, today's coffee break is a wake up call. Um, you are the lead. Let me say that again. Today's coffee brew is to take back the lead because you are the lead. You are the leading lady, leading man in your life. So, It's your job to take that role back. Do not give it away freely. Do not let somebody take it from you. Your life is your life, and you are destined and purposed for something far greater than you probably even see at the present moment if you've given that role up. Okay? So, you're nobody's understudy, not the extra, not the stand-in. You are the lead in your life. Now, for some people, it might be hard to it might be hard to really grasp that, because sometimes we give up that authority of taking ownership of who we are to someone else, and we allow people to define us in our lives. And I'm guilty. And you know what? I'm going to just share my own personal experience because that's all I have, right? It's just my experience. And so, with that, I found myself growing up, you know, I've always wanted to make sure, we deal with being people pleasers, right? Or we deal with um, wanting to make sure everybody else is good but self. So I found myself even in relationships early on in my life is how to accommodate and make sure somebody else was good when I may have been miserable or not wanting to be in that space or not comfortable being in that space. But here we go. I find myself in that space, right? And so you don't realize you end up giving up your power because you don't know how to say no. And if you haven't checked out the coffee brew about the power of no, please make sure you go back and look for that title. But the power of saying no, it helps you to take back your leading role. And forever, whatever the reason is, if you feel like you're not worthy, or if you feel like I can't. I'm too weak. I don't want them not to like me, because think about it. Most times we do that because we want to be accepted and not rejected. You want to feel like you're in the in crowd or whatever. But what are you really giving up? And so I want to lean back on just what's happening today um, in the world with this case. People want to fit in. People want to fit in. They want to feel like they've been accepted. Excuse me. Sorry about that. They want to be in the in crowd. And so, but at what cost? You know, Yesterday's message, I felt like I got a little vulnerable because I felt like I was sharing. And um, I don't know why I was led the way I was led, but yesterday, in the message, I tend to open up a little more about my story, my life. And you know what? Someone called afterwards and said this was probably one of the best G Spot experience they had listened to because they felt my vulnerability. And hi, Jesse. Good to see you. And so today, when I think about me taking back my lead, being the leader in my life, and operating as the leading lady in my life, yeah, when I really think back, there was a lot of different scenario, situation, relationships, and stuff like that when I gave up that role and I became the understudy, or I became the stand-in, or for my own life. And just thinking about it, today, what was I thinking about? Why did I do that? Did I not feel like I was strong enough to just say, I don't feel comfortable with this? No, I don't agree with this, because I wanted to feel like I was on the inside being accepted, or just, you know. But when I think about it today, I'm like, wow, I didn't see back then, but I'm quite sure there's people around me that did see. And was I even in a place to even hear them? My girlfriend just brought that up to me. She's been a friend of mine for over 30 plus years. And she's been with me through different relationships. And just the other day, out of nowhere, she brought up a past relationship. And in my mind, I was like, how do we even get here? But you know what she brought to my attention? She said, "Girl, you didn't want to hear nobody. You didn't want to hear nobody about this guy who was just not good for you." And in my mind, and I don't know, even in that moment, I still felt like I was trying to justify. That's my husband calling, but I'll call him back. I was trying to justify still today why I found myself in that place. And then I thought about it and I said, "Girl, let that go. You have been so far removed from that, and I realized that I had this I don't know, I wanted to save the world. That was my mentality. So if I saw somebody that needed help, let me go fix them. Let me help save them. And as years went on, I realized, girl, you putting yourself in a worse position. You can't save anybody. You can't even save yourself. That's God's job, right? And so, talk about some real reality checks. But I thought it was strange that she bought this up after, I mean, when I could say it's like 30 years. She bought up this relationship. But you know what? Here we are today. You don't realize it because when you in it, you don't see it. And so I was in it and I didn't see it. And so, but right now, I am in a place. I am in a place when you start finding value in who you are. You start taking back your role as the leading person in your life. And you stop giving that right up to others to be able to have that kind of power over you. Because and most times when people want to control and be the leading person in your life, it's because one, they don't understand themselves. Two, they may have issues in their own of having to release, or maybe they're comfortable. When I think about this Diddy trial and everything going on, and him wanting to control the outcome of everybody's life, that's some real serious stuff. I mean, come on, control your life. You trying to control somebody else's life for your own personal gain, benefit, or whatever. But if you are someone that has given up the rights to your life, and you are becoming an understudy in your own life, I am encouraging you today. Take a pause, reset, and say, you know what? I am the leading man, I am the leading lady in my own life, and I'm going to be center stage for my life. And nobody has the power to make me the understudy of my story or the stand in for my story. I am the leading lady or man in my life. So if you find that you've given that power away, you know what? One, take it back. Take it back. I encourage you to take it back. But I do want you to think about that. Are you living your life or just playing a role someone else wrote for you? And if you find yourself there, start taking your power back. Start really evaluating your life. Look at every person that's playing a part in your story and find out, where do you fit? Where are you right now, present day in your story? Because if you're not the leading role, then that story is not going to be truthful. That story is not going to really resonate if you are out of position. Get in your position and take the reins of leading your story. And that's what I have for you today. That's it. Take back the lead. So, if you're just joining in, you might want to start this from the beginning, okay? But once again, just be honest in it all, and what I want you to do is, I'm gonna leave this with you. Let me say this. Your purpose deserves to be center stage. It's time to rewrite the narrative and direct your life with intention, boldness, and truth. You hear that? So, what I want you to do is sip slow, own your spotlight, and take back the lead. Thank you so much for tuning in to the G Spot Experience with your girl Germaine. And this coffee break brew was about take back the lead. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and I will get here sooner. I just had to run some errands, so I'm running a little late today. But you can always, hopefully, Catch me between 10 and 11 Eastern Standard Time. Okay? But don't hold it against me if I run a little late to get on my coffee break. All right? But have a great day. Have a great day. And remember, see yourself. You are the lead in your life. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now. Hi, Sandy. Make sure you catch this, okay? I'll talk to you tomorrow on the next G Spot Experience with Germaine Coffee Brew. Coffee break. Bye now.